what's goody, what's goody, what's goody? You know, with Georgie, the one and only. What's up? And here with today with our first impressions and at the same time kind of a guide video to Kazuki, the new character released today. And let's see, 2 hours ago. It's almost three. So, what is Kazuki? Kazuki is a supportive character who can give shields to the enemy, not the enemy, sorry, to the allies. And these shields, you know, who doesn't like shields, right? Who doesn't like shields? At the same time, this guy, Kazuki can also break really easily. So let's talk about it. So my personal experience right now with him is this man can break so fast you don't even know what happened. You don't even know what happened, right? We go over him through real quick. Um, where he has a primary attack, 4,000 melee damage. You know, pretty fast, pretty simple, nothing really to worry about. His secondary gives him like a special spin-ish attack where like he zaps through people. All the anime stuff that you love to see, right? But you gotta keep in mind this also has like a pretty high break value, as you can see, 500, right? So you prop two of these, they already had what? They already had 1,000, right? So it's so much break value that you already get. Uh, and then you have his strategy skill, which is I like to say like a what would you call it like a pole, right? So you put the pole down and at the target and it deals damage while giving other people a shield. That's what it does. It consumes the memory. Memory is his meter, which he then uses to use all of these skills. Because if you don't have memory, it's the blue bar on the left of the character, you can't use those skills. That's just how that goes. Cool. That being said, right? Um, and then like his ult, overclock, right? Does a bunch of attacks in a row. Like it's very fast, very flashy, and then he gets memory back for it. So he ults, right? You use all your abilities, you ult, you get your memory stacks back, and then you can give yourself overclock. Once overclock, increase attack point based on O maximum HP. So you get more damage based on how much HP you build. So keep that in mind. This only gets effective after you ult, not before that. So keep that in mind. So you think, why does my Kazuki doesn't do like a lot of damage? It's because you need to ult first before you can get the overclock status. Let's keep that in mind. And of course, for 20 cents for 20 seconds, this is 10% of your max HP. So build a lot of HP. You can build, if you want, you can build him for shield, and you can build him for crit. You can make him a damage dealer, or you can just make him as like a big shooter, whichever you fancy. Now about those, and we also when like he does his chain attack, he gets break. Of course, he deals break damage, and he gives the same shield again that he gives on his secondary on his strategy skill also to his allies. Now, how would you build him? So, what I'm doing currently is I'm putting a lot of point into passive 2 because passive 2 increases the memory that you gain back when you have overclock. Overclock is your ult. So a lot of memory means that you can use secondary or use your ult again, right? So you just use your skills over and over again. You reset, you ult again, and you keep that going. His passive one gives increases damage reduction for the shield, right? Which is not bad. I personally I'm not going this because I want to more stacks for my skills to use and get the most out of it. That I think, in my opinion, is just more value altogether. Um, what you can do, depending on how you build them, you can put more things as survival instincts for what I'm currently doing to get more maximum HP. I boost maximum HP, gives buffs overall damage, but it's ult, and then so and so, yada yada yada. You can put fighting instincts in him to get more levels on your skills. That's something you can completely do if you want to. Keep in mind that this only has value from a number 2, right? Because then you have your level 2 skills. And I'll get you like a practice review real quick about his Transcendence. So his Transcendence, what it does, so Transcendence 1 gives increases resistance of the flex shield by 25% of own HP, which in my opinion is really good if you just want to build him as a shielder, right? Because Wu doesn't love, a big strong shield, which you basically can tank a lot of damage through if you down the dumps, you take a bad hit, etc, 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 right? So if you are a low spender or free to play and you think, should I go for this? This is really good for, if you mess up. It's a saving grace, in fact. So you could, in theory, use this as you wish, as you please. And now, if you want to spend or you want to invest a lot into Kazuki, his T3 is really good because you get a stack of memory basically for every time you attack. And you gotta keep in mind, as I said with the secondary attack, the secondary attack hits for a lot of times, which means you can get a lot of stacks really quickly, right? But again, it's not a must because you can still get it just back in a minimum lowish effort by just ulting, right? Because he wants the ult to get his memory back. His T5, and when you use overclock when you use ult, it will give an additional effect that will increase own break damage still by 50%. So you ult with Kazuki, and then so your break effect will be will be higher, and then you keep pumping out breaks left and right. And like he will break so fast that you don't have to worry about any of that anymore. What are mechanics, right? What are mechanics? What can I say? Now, so how to play him? I'll give you a demo real quick. I think it's fine if I just take out these characters right now. I'm just gonna play only as Kazuki for the sake of it. Don't have to worry about the cards for now. We can get to that in a minute. But so we enter Fatal Vice. If you haven't done it yet, make sure that you do it. Well, let's go to one enemy right here, and it should show you a bit of how it does. I might die here because I'm bad at the game, but we'll see how it goes, right? So you go in, you use your strategy skill number 1, and then you can ult here if you want to. But you ult only if you want to increase your break if you have T5, but otherwise you can wait with ult and use all your skills, right? As you can see, and use breaks with no effort. With no effort, you break, and your meter goes down, but that's completely fine because as you just keep on going, and you do it again, and it's dead, right? No time wasted, instantly, really fast. That's it. And the bosses, of course, can take a little bit of time, but because of higher break values, etc., etc. But that's how you would initially play him, right? So you use your strategy skill. You can do primary attacks, secondaries. Your meter goes down, it goes down, 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 and then when it's almost below like a certain percentage, you just use your ults and you get your memory back. That's how you do it. Simple. Card setups. For card setups that you can use with you can, if you want, you can still use full party with strike zone for the unity bonus to get more crit rate. You get approximately now if you have both cards in the thing, 25% crit rate for free. His signature is really good. He's really good. Because when granting a shield, grant party members nighttime ponder while increasing critical rate by a number that goes up only when leveling a force. Increase critical rate by 4.5 for each stack. Like this, and this, by the way, this goes up with levels. By the way, so if I go here and I go to level 30, for example, it's 9.6 here. It's insane. It's insane. And the stacks will only increase when you have additional attacks. So the more attacks you deal, the more stacks you get, the more damage you deal. That's how it goes. So you would want to run this guaranteed. This you don't have to, but it's a good value and it's a zero tension card that again since the update doesn't use any tension at all. So you get it for free. Now what also is a really good thing to use is if I go here and refilter is kingship. Kingship cards work really well with Kazuki because if I remove all of these, for example, and let's say we don't want to run Kingship setup, Unity setup, right? What you can get is Lemon Sleeper. Lemon Sleeper grants operating character one stack of Kingship and continue to grant one stack of Kingship every 50 seconds. And what Kingship does, based on the number of stacks, it creates own primary, secondary, and chain scale damage by multiplier. This, and then when stamina is recovered outside basic stamina recovery, gain one stack. We won't look at this for now unless you run cards which give you stamina recharge on their own. We're looking at just at the amount of like multipliers you get increased just by having Kingship. So this already is a must if you want to use it because this you can get it from the card shop for 400. This gives you Kingship for free, and you get it more and more every second, or every 50 seconds. Sorry. Now, a different one that I also like them to use is this one, competition. The competition is the one that you can get from killing mobs around the area, but when the enemy attention phase increases, recharge by 9.42%. And because you have kingship, you can kingship stack further increases, so you get more attention back. You get a lot of recharge, you get a lot of value out of it, and that's just, that's good. You lose enough tension, right? Now, here you can look a bit, it can be a bit tricky what you want, but most of the time you can go with this because since the update, you start attention to if you engage on an attack with the enemy. But if you, for example, don't want to do that, right? Or you're fighting a boss, etc., etc. This only activates attention too, but when you grant a shield, you can also get kingship. So there's even more kingship. You could use this. It's not bad, but this one right here, this one, for like already has him on it, right? It already has him on it. And yeah, when a candidate executes an ultimate skill, increase ultimate skill damage that multiplied by 4.8 for 5 seconds, and then it consumes all skill shift stacks. And then for the amount that it uses, amount of kingship stacks, it reduces the tension used for your ultimate. So basically, you basically use no tension. You break the enemy again, and you just have more. You get more tension that you left with. It's just really good. It costs two tension, but with the way the Kazuki works, you can break really easily. And God, it's great. Another option that I would have, right? Voice correct is you could use this actually because this can give you, for example, coercion gives you attack bonus where you decrease their attack, and it is only on the kingship again. But because of that, it's you lower the boss damage or the enemy's damage, and because this includes all enemies. So for mobbing, people like if you fight a lot of mobs, you take all their attack and you bonk them with their own attack. And who doesn't love that, right? Of course, you don't have to run this. You can also run Resurrected Ultimate Weapon, which increases your support points by amount. Based on kingship stacks, it further increases, which is really good for chain scaling, which also is really good when you break. Because you break, you chain skill, and you pass the support points, and you deal more damage because the people who you the chain into just have more support points altogether, right? So these are all both like options that you can do. This one is also pretty good, but the problem with it is that it EX, so you won't see it often, but it makes the operating character, whichever that may be. This could be, wherever you want to be. So doing what you have with Kazuki, for example, you have let's say like Yo, for example, somebody who you're primarily using, and then you take the kingship stacks from your party members. You have a bunch of stacks, and you pump out damage. You pump out damage, right? And who doesn't love that? And this only goes up with after it be removed after a certain amount of seconds. But by then the boss is pretty much dead. That's how we're gonna be. So yeah, um, this one could be good, but since there's for a lot of uncertainty, if we can figure out this will be like tested, etc. When we can grant a character buff, if a shield counts a buff, then we could in fact use this. But for now, if unless you use AG, you don't really use this. So the setup would be probably something like either this, or otherwise something like either this. That's just what it will be. So if you want this is a full kingship setup, everyone has the kingship. This consumes it when you use your ult. So make sure that when you have this, that you get love 10 the kingship stacks up from this, and you'll be golden, right? You'll be golden from this and this both. You'll be fine. So yeah, these are builds that you can go. If you don't want to do that, you can just also go for a different build altogether, which is, if you look at it, right, if you move this, mm, move this kingship, and we go here, we order by level. Actually, I'm order by rank for this rarity. Cool. You can also just use this with, I don't know if I have a strike zone is currently. I don't see it, strike zone. And then you could use, for example, Command and Conquer. It's not bad. If you don't have Command and Conquer, you can use Power Harassment. Just as long as you have control, because that's what you need. You need control. So we then remove this one, and then we grab. Let me just say something like this. Excuse, right? You get a bunch of crit from full party, from things to hold on to. These two you can just get from either pulling or you buying from the shop. This also you buying from the shop. This could be a really good crit setup, and then you can go for full crit damage into your relics, and you're just either bursting with Kazuki, or you just have just so much crit that you don't really look at it, and then just like, oh okay, it'll be fine, it's whatever. So yeah, this is my first impressions and my bit of a guide to Kazuki, how to play him, what to build, what to do with him. Um, yeah, and besides that, I'll then call it there. I hope you have really fun with Kazuki. I hope you get him if you want to pull for him, and make sure, right, to at least whatever the case, have fun and enjoy your game. For now then, ciao ciao.